Give us a specific example, if possible, of an outstanding value proposition, not the shark in Jaws, because I think we get that,
Right.
but an executive who's after a role. And that's part one. Part two is when I'm at the interview, what can I do to reinforce that this in fact is my differentiating value, which is valuable to you, the potential employer.
Mhm.
So part one,
I'm gonna let Saundra do the first part of that. I'm gonna take part two. To get them to really envision you in it, at the end of an interview, you have got to show interest and confidence, period. You would think that they're going to assume that you're interested, that you're going to assume that they're confident, but sometimes the interview, it's not a comfort zone. Nobody loves to interview because you're selling yourself. So at the end, I always suggest that people say, I'm extremely interested in this position. I'm very confident I can do it. What's more important is, what do you think? And you just stop talking, because most people don't do that. Most people are afraid of the answer. But have you ever gone and you think you've got the position and then you end up as the runner up and you're wondering why? If you do this in every interview that you have, every final interview that you do, if you do this, you know why you were screened out, because you're telling them, I'm confident that I can do this job. I'm very interested in this position. What's most important is, what do you think? Do you think I bring to the table what you're looking for? And then you just don't say another word and you listen for the word but, because they're always going to start with, well, you've got this, you've got that. But if they use the word but, whatever follows that, that's why they're going to screen you out. And so that gives you an opportunity to go, you know what, if I was you, I might feel that same way too. Don't say that's not an issue. Agree with them. You know what, if I was sitting in your seat, I might think that too. Let me explain why that won't be a problem and you've got to overcome it. Then you're never going to leave an interview thinking you got the job and you ended up being second place or third place when you were sure they were going to hire you. That one thing, just, I'm interested, I'm confident, but what's most important, because if I say that to you, Tony, what's most important to you? I'm making you feel important. I'm also letting you know that your opinion is what counts here. And then I'm going to listen for that word but. Value proposition, I'm going to turn it over to Saundra to give an example, because I know this is where you're the strongest.
I'm going to give a moment of silence here so everybody can just write down what she just said. Because that is key at that interview, man. If you are too afraid to ask that question, you're never going to understand that. You won't get a chance to ever address the scenario. If you get it out on the table, and only the strong do this, only the confident do this. It's the insecure and the unconfident that don't do this. So you're automatically, by asking that question, telling them how confident you are. Okay, that was just my little word on that.